What's up, ladies, thoughts, thugs, and gentlemen? We are back again, and we got another cyberpunk video for y'all this time. You know I like this game. I told y'all before, this game is that work. If you ain't play it, you better play it. But before we get into this, as you know, most people these days, you gotta let them know, even though they clicked on the video, these will have spoilers in. If you didn't read the thumbnail, the title, or none of that, letting you know. We talk about some things that happen in the game, so this is your last warning. Get away, get gone, get out. All right. Now, what I want to talk about today is something that I saw online, and a lot of people keep asking the question is, why didn't V suffer from cyberpsychosis like David and, you know, like Maine and the people that you got to go attack because of Regina in the game? And I keep seeing this, and I keep thinking to myself, maybe, just maybe, I know this doesn't happen often, but maybe I found out something that nobody else knows yet. And I'm going to take another swing at it. So, if you saw my last video, we discussed how cyberpsychosis is linked to, you know, mental breaks and people messing with your mind when you're augmented. It's a whole lot for that video, so we're not going to get right back into that. You know that thing going to be over here. And if you like it, go see it. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Now, about cyberpsychosis. Now, when you suffer from this, we all know that most people that get it, you know, you went through trauma or some emotional stuff, or you had some dormant personality traits that just, you know, some serial killer crazy stuff going on mentally that wouldn't have surfaced because, you know, we humans, we tend to, you know, move how reality and how life tell us to move. But in the case of cyberpsychosis, once you get too many augments and implants and all that, you tend to go a little bonkers out here. You start, you know, catching wreck for no reason, living that GTA life, you know what I'm talking about? But the thing about that is a lot of people asked, how come, if the case of cyberpsychosis is somebody that had to suffer through trauma or heavy augmentation, or somebody has underlying problems, then how and why doesn't V? And I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. V is heavily suffering from cyberpsychosis. And I believe we're seeing it in game. We just didn't realize what was going on due to the like Johnny interactions, and because the anime wasn't out yet, so we didn't have a full like visual of like what cyberpsychosis looked like. But I'm here to tell you there are a few moments in game where V actually suffers from it, and the only reason that it don't go down like Maine or like David is because my man Johnny, my man, was sitting there with you. Now let me explain. There are a few parts in game where you will see V suffer, where it looks like, you know, he's glitching, sparks out, and you know, it's like you are led to believe that it is the biochip in your head and it's breaking down your body and all of that. You know what I mean? So your body's just not reacting well, and you looking like you need an update. You know, you need that iOS update. But I'm here to pose the question, what if those are the moments that you are going through cyberpsychosis, and the only reason that you didn't go on a murdering spree is because Johnny took over your body? Now, I want to point to, you know, I don't want to just throw things out there without some kind of evidence, but the perfect form of evidence, I think, lies with the meeting with Hanako. You know, like after this meeting, your nose will start bleeding. Johnny will tell you to go outside, and at this point, you're gonna go into the elevator, start choking, and all that old good crap. You know, just like in the anime, David's nose will start bleeding every time he was using the same Devastan. So you know, you coughing up blood, all of that, and Johnny goes to talk to you, and you basically like black out after you had a conversation. And when you wake up, you're with Victor, and Victor is basically working on you, telling you like, oh, you know, he was on death's doorstep. And when you ask him how you got there, Vic tells you you crawled in, looking deader than a mother, but somehow you pulled yourself to his little ripper shop, and Johnny goes to tell him it was your guardian angel. And I think that line was because anytime Maine or David or one of them went to blackout, you know, I think their augments take over, you know, start fighting. Your body still is in, you know, I think it's more of like a muscle memory thing with the cyberpsychos, but I need more evidence for that. That's nor here or there. We're going to get to that some other time. But for right now's discussion, I think the few times, I think it's like 2 or 3 times where you're going to black out in game, And when you do and wake up and you're somewhere different, you will see Johnny has taken over and like helped you get, you know, to Vic and stuff like that. And I believe had Johnny not been in your head at them times, this is when you probably would have had a cyberpsychosis moment like the other psychos, you know, like the other ones that be shooting and, you know, catching wreck. I honestly believe that if you as a character V did not have Johnny in your head, when you black out, your augments and, you know, your regular implants and all of that would have start autopiloting. But because Johnny is there to, you know, basically be your co-pilot and pilot when you take a nap at the wheel, you never actually go full murder spree because you have somebody actually, you know, another system like protocol. That best way I can describe this is that where another person goes through cyberpsychosis, blacks out, and lets their body go on a murder spree, Johnny acts as a buffer, basically, where normally nobody would be piloting the ship. That's when the algorithm of Johnny steps in and starts piloting, and this stops V from being the quote-unquote cyber psycho that we know. But as far as suffering from cyberpsychosis, I think these moments in game is heavily showing that V is also suffering from it, just like David or Maine would. But because he has the biochip, like when he got shot by Dex, it has a backup system to run his body even when he ain't conscious. So in a nutshell, basically with cyberpsychosis, once you black out, your body take over and go into fight mode. But because V has Johnny, when his body blacks out, instead of him going into the psycho flight mode, he has Johnny there to come online, pilot the ship a list until V can come back. And that's what I believe is happening to V. Like, I know he's sick, and I know the biochip's messing him up and all of that. Yeah, we know that. We know this is all theories over here. I'm just saying, as far as the argument goes on why V ain't suffering from it, this can be the case on why V isn't a full cyber psycho. He could be having, this would actually give a, how can you say, side of the argument saying that V is suffering from cyberpsychosis, but he isn't a cyber psycho. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say with this video, is that where people keep saying, why don't V have cyberpsychosis? He does have it. He's just not responding the way a cyber psycho would. Now, for more information about what I found in game and in the anime about cyber psychos and how I think it's more to it than what we initially see in the anime and game, please check the video over here. You will see that we got it all, man. We're going to keep them coming. But if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments, because I think this is an interesting thing to think about when playing this game, that maybe V isn't so invincible as we thought. And maybe, just maybe, when Johnny said it was his guardian angel, he really was a guardian angel, because had V not had Johnny there, it'd have been nobody to co-pilot him in that elevator, and he might have would have came out that elevator catching wreck. Who knows? We'll never find out. But once again, thanks ladies, thoughts, thugs, and gentlemen for tuning in. We'll be back again with another one, and until then, be you, because that's all you got to do in this world. We out.